What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of What's Your Point? Today, we are doing a very special episode because the year is almost over. We have not seen everything at this point. We're still going to have a few more reviews coming out, but we feel confident that we've seen enough stuff. We are talking about the top 10 what the fuck moments of 2017 movies. And this is kind of a weird list. This is stuff that just makes us go, what the fuck? So some of the movies on my list are movies I loved. Some of these are movies that I hated. Some of these movies that I was just mad about. But they're movies that just stuff happened. And I was like, the fuck did that happen?
Liam ranked his shit. I didn't. So we're just going to follow you, and then I'll toss in random shit.
I tried to rank my shock. So this one is almost a little... I almost didn't leave it up. I didn't put it on the list because I knew it was coming because I'd read about it before. I think you told me about it. Rooney Mara eating a pie for 9 minutes in a ghost story.
I debated that. Actually, I don't think it's 9 minutes. I think it's 5 and some change.
Anyway, first of all, I really liked A Ghost Story. It's not necessarily going to be one of my favorite movies of the year, but I think it's a really good movie. She eats a pie, like an entire pie. She just sits there, and it's one shot. She just eats it. She eats the whole thing, and then she just goes and throws up. But we went to a screening of this where the director was there, and it was obviously people who wanted to see the movie there. But like, if I saw that with like a general audience, they would have lost their fucking
would have
mind.
Heard. Did you read the articles about people that were losing their fucking mind and kind of like laughing and just going, "What the fuck is going on?" Speaking of food, I just saw this movie. I put this on the list before watching the movie because I knew it was going to be weird. Apricot fucking from Call Me By Your Name. Just because, look man, I don't care if that scene was in the novel or not, don't fucking kick my sandwich.
I'm sorry.
I never understood that scene in American Pie where Jason Biggs sticks his dick inside a pie. Like, has this kid never heard of a cum sock? Has this kid never just, like, gone to the toilet and jacked off? No, he had to take a pee at Apricot, fucking put it on his dick, 3 pumps and he jizzes in it. Like, what the fuck?
So some of these were actually really hard because they're movies that just in general are like, what the fuck movies? Like, just the stuff that happens in them is just so crazy that I couldn't pick one moment. Okay. But I had to pick one moment from this wonderful magical movie. Another movie I liked, which is King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Yes.
I'm picking David fucking Beckham.
It's not like he has a wig or anything that makes him look do. He just straight up looks like David Beckham.
He probably has like a soccer ball there too. And this is like literally a what the fuck moment, because when we were watching it, Nate turned to me, he's like, what the fuck, is that David Beckham? And I was like, holy shit, you're right. It's fucking David Beckham. I was like, why is he in a Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie? There's so many like amazing
Why is he not in a Guy Ritchie?
There's so many amazing things like Charlie Hunnam like punching air.
I was this close to putting the scene wherever Charlie Hunnam takes off his sweaty shirt. He throws it on the ground. You can audibly hear it splat because it's so sweat drenched. Cameos in movies. I'm going to put down from my favorite movie of the year, Wish Upon.
My least favorite movie of the year.
Fucking Jerry O'Connell shows up for 2 minutes, completely unannounced, no lines, in a random flashback told by the Chinese dude. He just shows up, and it sticks out like a sore thumb, and you're like, why? And there are many what-the-fuck moments in that movie, but I expect that out of bad horror movies. I don't expect Jerry O'Connell to be in anything anymore.
All around me are familiar faces.
My number 8, another movie I liked. I think you watched part of this movie, but I don't know if you finished it. Did you finish the Meyerowitz Stories?
No.
Okay, so The Meyerowitz Stories, another movie I really liked. We'll get movies I hated later on. Part of the movie is about Adam Sandler and his daughter, played by Grace Van Patten, and she's going to college, and she's going to become a film maker.
This scene?
There's 2. Like these.
There's 2?
These, like, you see the films that she made, and it's these super just, like, graphic porn scenes in, like, this New York hipster comedy. And, like, there's the one at the beginning is, like, she's, like, dressed up as, like, a superhero and fucking some dude. And the other one at the end, it's, like, a furry thing.
The scene in The Mummy where Jake Johnson has been killed
I heard
by
about
Tom
this.
Cruise. And he comes back from the dead, reanimated, telling Tom Cruise what he needs to do in order to advance the plot.
Griffin Dunn.
It is the shameless
Griffin
American
Dunn.
Werewolf in London ripoff. That made me go, what the fuck? Not because it was weird, but because just, for me, what the fuck also includes every other question, like when, where, how. Why the fuck is an American Werewolf in London ripoff in the fucking Mummy? I think it's the audacity that shocks me more than anything. It's like, wow. You could, I swear to God, Landis could sue. I honestly believe he in the studio that could probably fucking sue and win.
Yeah.
But nobody gives a fuck. And I'm like, whoa.
I wanted to pick one insane over-the-top villain for my what the fuck list. And there were a lot that I could choose from. Michael Shannon in Shape of Water was one.
It's not the scene where he's confronting Octavia Spencer and he snaps his fingers off because he got bit by the creature and they sewed it back on, and so his fingers are putrefying throughout the movie. It's the one when he's just sitting in the car and he's like playing with his fingers and he snaps it and like squeezes this pus out of it. And like the scene doesn't connect to anything. Yeah. It's just fucking him squeezing pus out of his fucking finger. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Fucking Gary Oldman in The Hitman's Bodyguard. You didn't see this movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God. Ryan Reynolds is trying to get Sam Jackson to go testify against Gary Oldman, who's like this evil gangster. And Sam Jackson comes in at the end, and there's like, it's like the stupidest like court trial, whatever. And Sam Jackson has like footage. It shows Gary Oldman like murdering a family, and he's like, ah! And then everybody in the courtroom's like, ah! And then Gary Oldman like breaks out of his chains. He's like, ah! He just starts murdering people.
What?
Dude, this guy is like, he realized how over the top this movie was, and then he went further. So this is a movie you already mentioned, which is Wish Upon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in this movie that I was like, what the fuck is happening? Wish Upon is legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's so fucking awful. The fact that there is a shopping montage is one thing, but it's like a movie about like middle school girls, so that isn't like the worst thing. It's the fact that the movie has the audacity to have a post-credit scene. It's like, this movie
I'm so happy we stuck around.
It thinks it's a real movie, because we didn't know about this.
We were at work.
We were just waiting in there. We were just waiting like, I can't believe what the fuck we just watched. Black screen, and it's like the Asian dude grabs the wishing box. The fact that they think that they can make another one, it was just insulting, because it's like, you think you can churn out crap like this and, make more movies, but it's also just like, what the fuck?
One of mine is from a movie called Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets. Do you have one too?
Pacific Rim Mindmeld, that's my number 5!
Look at that! Wait, which one is it?
I'm picking the Ethan Hawke scene.
I'm picking the immigrant speech. Rihanna, who's a shapeshifter, and she's talking about how she's an immigrant and she can't make it in this world. And I'm like, why?
And then you get hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah.
But like the thing for me is just the fact that she's doing like this weird alien striptease for Dane DeHaan, and Ethan Hawke is like a space
Ethan Hawke is sitting
cowboy.
there with like his fucking gold tooth, like, yeah!
He's a space cowboy pimp.
A movie I saw with my wife called A Dog's Purpose. The Dogs movie is about how dogs get reincarnated every time they die until they fulfill their purpose in life. It's like Quantum Leap with puppies. You spend maybe 3 minutes with this dog, by the way, played by Josh Gad from Frozen.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Yeah, Olaf the Snowman for 90 minutes. Welcome to my personal hell. The first 3 minutes of the movie is Josh Gad as this tiny puppy. And so you see the puppy, like, play with other puppies, and then it goes away. It sees like animal control, and so animal control picks him up, and then suddenly there's like 2001 Space Odyssey light starts shining through, and then you see Josh Gad go into like another life, and I just thought, what the fuck? This movie just killed a fucking puppy in the first 3 minutes. Like, they imply they fucking like euthanized the fuck out of that little dog.
My number 4, I know is on your list, so we can just talk about it, and that's The Beguiled.
Dude. We were in an audience with no goddamn sense of humor.
It was like, here's the thing. People thought going into this movie that it's like this artsy, movie. It's really just schlock. Colin Farrell is a soldier who gets rescued by this school of girls.
And he
There's this
forms
one-
a friendship with the little girl that found him. And
After they cut his leg off, because he's like was infected, he's yelling. He's so mad at all of them.
he basically flips his shit.
And the little girl is like holding up her turtle. She's like, "Be careful, sir! You're scaring my turtle." He turns around the fucking turtle. That's on the fucking ground.
You're not selling how casual this is, because she shows up like as a peace offering. Like, remember our friendship? He doesn't even look at her. He's looking at the rest of the crowd. He just like, ugh, and he throws this turtle
So violently.
halfway across the room, like with like fucking contempt. Like, ugh, fuck your turtle.
My number 3, another movie I fucking hated. One of the worst movies I've seen this year and maybe ever is Collide. Nicholas Hoult is in a car chase, and he like hits something, it goes upwards, and randomly it's like turns into this dream scene. And Felicity Jones in the car in here, and they're using the music from the American Honey trailer. I'm just like it was like so shocking. It was so like, what the fuck is happening? This movie is so stupid. It's not like it was supposed to give emotional context to Nicholas Holt's character. It just happened. The CGI rendering was so horrible.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
Mine from another movie is a movie called The Space Between Us that I saw.
I forgot that movie came out.
Believe me, I forgot that movie came out too until I was looking it up for this list. This kid that was born on Mars, and he comes to Earth and meets this girl, Britt Robertson. He's running away from Gary Oldman and Carla Gugino, and they are in a car. The kid is running on foot. He's running away. And somehow, out of the blue, Britt Robertson flies in between them. No, she flies over them with a biplane. Asa Butterfield, the kid from fucking Miss Peregrine's and Ender's Game, outruns the car, catches up to the biplane, jumps into the plane, and they fly away. It looked like the antithesis of North by Northwest. It was fucking stupid.
Of all the movies that came out this year, this is the biggest what the fuck movie, maybe of all time. The Great Wall. The Great Wall
I love The Great Wall.
is so insanely dumb. There's this whole thing about the monsters that their weakness is like magnets or whatever. And there's a scene at the end of the movie when Matt Damon and the Chinese chick, they get surrounded by this thing of monsters, and Matt Damon takes out a magnet and he's like,
And it works.
this is like the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
If you're upset with the whitewashing in China, look, Chinese folks, y'all don't want this. Y'all do not want this movie.
God, this movie...
Y'all have got enough great movies that you can just let this shit slide into the annals of history. One of mine is from a movie that I technically haven't seen all of it, but I saw this one moment, and it's just like, what the fuck? Underworld Blood Wars. Fucking Theo James from Divergent. He gets shot with a bullet, and then Kate Beckinsale looks into the x-ray. Inside the bullet is a tiny drill that is continuing to drill towards his heart. And she has like 45 seconds to extract the drill bullet, otherwise it's gonna fucking kill him.
Are you ready for my number 1?
I am ready for your number 1.
My number 1 what the fuck moment of 2017 in film. There's a film called Death Note. It's based on the popular TV series. The remake was directed by Adam Wingard with a bunch of white people. I watched this
And
movie.
a black person.
At the end of the movie, Nat Wolff falls off of a Ferris wheel in slow motion to the theme of Chicago's I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love. And the look on his fucking face, he's like, as he's falling. Of all of the scenes I saw this year, because this was a Netflix original movie, I had to pause it because I was like, I could not stop laughing. The whole movie has like it has a weird, emphasis on 80s pop, like they throw in some Air Supply in there. But
What?
yeah,
What?
Power of Love.
Why?
I don't know. The song choice and the slow-mo and the look on his retarded ass face. Like, I couldn't believe that this happened in a movie.
Power Rangers. I hated that movie. And Power Rangers has the scene in the beginning wherever they're like trying to milk the cow, but he's like, that's not how you milk it. So in a movie that's supposed to appeal to kids, like fucking 8-year-olds, they have a joke about masturbating a bull. And it's not like in the middle of the movie. It's not after we really set up a tone. Like, this is the beginning of the movie. Fucking jerking off a bull. I am gonna go with one that you know, which is the donut scene from Roman J. Israel Esquire, which is going to end up on my worst of the year list. Denzel Washington's partner is, put in a coma because he has a stroke or whatever. And so he's comatose for the most of the movie. He was supposed to be this big civil rights lawyer, and he really didn't go for that, and he wasn't, the best he could have been. Denzel visits him in the hospital, comatose and about to die. His, secretary of 25 years is there in the hospital room, too. And Denzel just starts roasting this motherfucker, full on, hardcore, no sympathy whatsoever. And the lady's pleading for him to just stay and attend the funeral that's going to happen. And he goes, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the beach, and I'm going to get me some maple glazed turkey bacon donuts. And he fucking does! There's an entire beach montage of him fucking getting donuts. He tips the guy $100. Whenever I think about this movie, this is the only thing I remember from it. It's ironic because the movie's called Unforgettable. It's a movie about Rosario Dawson that falls in love with this guy, and he has a daughter. His ex-wife is played by Katherine Heigl, who's fucking insane. Katherine Heigl basically goes on this shit rampage to try to fuck up everything with Rosario Dawson's relationship and their lives until she goes psychotic. Rosario Dawson is worried that Katherine Heigl's spending a lot of time with her man, and she's losing her man. While at the same time, Katherine Heigl is she hacks into Rosario Dawson's cell phone through her computer and calls up her ex-husband, who she has a restraining order from. And she goes on Facebook Messenger and poses as Rosario Dawson. These two scenes are happening. It's a sex scene between Rosario Dawson and her new boyfriend, and Katherine Heigl sexting the ex-husband pretending to be Rosario Dawson. And it's intense. Rosario Dawson just gets her fucking freak on, slams this dude against the wall, she's and then fucking Katherine Heigl, at the same time, she's on the computer, and she's texting, what are you gonna do to me? She fucking, sticks her hand down her pants and starts, masturbating while she's sexting this dude on the keyboard. And I'm sitting there in a movie that has been kind of, relatively, just standard. This just comes the fuck out of nowhere. And when you watch the movie and you finally let it sink in what the fuck you're watching, it's just who thought this would be a good idea, a creepy, sexy, steamy... I don't know what the fuck is supposed to be happening here, but all I know is that Katherine Heigl is diddling herself to Facebook Messenger, and that's weirding me out. So yeah, that was our list of what the fuck moments.
Of things that we saw that we could not believe happened.
Oh shit. I'm so glad that we just got this out of the way.
I feel like I have to take a nap now.
Yeah, you're right. But go ahead, if you have any more what the fuck moments from this year, put those in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button. Subscribe if you want new content. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you want. He's got a blog. Links in the description down there too. I've exhausted so much energy just thinking about this bullshit. So many what the fuck moments that are this year. And there's gonna be more to come. 2018's gonna fuck us over too.
2018 has Tomb Raider.